Alright, going to give you a tutorial of the pool without demonstrations. I'll give you demonstrations another day. But this is a pool that was completed in May of 2015. 30,000 gallon pool, saltwater system. Basically a saltwater system makes its own chlorine so you don't have to put chemicals in. I'm going to highlight a couple places in the pool for you. Don't know much what you know about pools, but I'm just going to highlight it from a layman's terms. These are called skimmers. Basically what they do is take the debris off the surface of the pool and deposits into these canisters. Basically you have to pull the canisters out when they get full and go from there. The pool level, as you can see, is a little tall. Right here it should be a little lower so the skimmers can work a little better. See the pool level? It's basically at, I don't know if you can see it, but it's middle of the top of the dolphin. It should be a little lower, maybe another inch from the dolphin, down lower, so the skimmers could work properly. If this pool level is too high, the skimmers won't work. If they're too low, the skimmers won't work and it'll pull in air into the system. So that's very important that you keep the level at a proper place. Another thing about this pool is there's two skimmers. There's one where I just showed you and there's another one right over there in the deep end. Basically there's three intakes to this pool. The skimmers and the two drains in the middle at the deep end. And there's a couple exits in this pool. There's an exit there, there's an exit over there, and there's an exit over there. And there's an exit where the waterfall goes. Those are where the exits the water back into the pool. It cycles through the system in an 8-hour period, maybe 2 or 3 times, but 2 or 3 times 30,000 gallons all on through. Basically, let's go to the mechanical area and show you that area real quick. I'm going to turn it off so we can hear a little better, give you a little more dictation. This is basically to turn off. This is the junction box. This is the timer. What it does is it shuts the time when the things should start and on and off. As you can see, it starts on at 8 a.m. and it starts off at 8 p.m. These are the on and off indicators. This is basically just a timer mechanism to turn the pool system on and off. You can use it or you don't have to use it. A lot of people have their pool on 24/7 in the summertime so the algae doesn't build up. But in the wintertime and everything, you don't really have to have it. I don't run it that frequently. I run it maybe 10 hours throughout the day, 12 hours throughout the day, and then have it shut off during the night. This is the light switch indicator. On and off. This is the pump. This is to turn the pump on, the whole system on. That's just a outlet that you can utilize. Basically, it's a system. As we talked about, there's 3 ways for it to come in. The shallow skimmer, where we went first, the deep skimmer, where we went second, and the pool drain, down at the bottom of the deep end. This is a 3-pass that water comes in. Water comes in, goes into the pump uses it. As you can see, it has a holding basket for debris. It pumps it through the system. This is basically right there is the filtration system. It has 4 paper elements in there to filtrate the water and everything out of there. From there it goes to the heater system. If the heater is on, of course it's going to heat it back the water and put it back into the pool. Once it goes through the heater system, it goes through the system, and this is the chlorinator. This item basically makes the chlorine for the pool. This is a very important item. What it does is it electrifies the salt in the system to produce chlorine naturally. I've never had any problems in terms of producing the chlorine, but this thing needs to be cleaned out periodically. You can get that done professionally, or you can do it yourself and how you do it on YouTube. I've only done it once, so it's not that hard. You just put it in a bath of vinegar and everything, and it cleans it all off. So basically it gets chlorinated, goes through here, and these are the exits. Talked about the 2 exits. The pool return, those 3 returns in the shallow end, 2 in the deep end, 1 in the shallow end, and it can go into the waterfall. As you see, this valve, see the off indicator? It shows it where it's going to be off. So if you put it like over here, it's going to be off until the pool return and the waterfall will be on. If you put it right here, both of them will be on, but when you do it that way, the waterfall or the pull return doesn't shoot out as powerful as it needs to. So I always, if there's a party, usually I put it on the waterfall on, and then if I just normal operations, I just put it on the pull return. Back to the valves for the beginning. What I do is try to keep the shallow skimmer on. As you can see, it's the same indicator. It's off and on. I always keep it on the on portion. This is basically on, okay? And it gets the shallow water in. If you wanted the deep skimmer, I usually turn off because I only usually need one skimmer at a time, but I usually keep that one off. You can keep it on if you want, but the pump doesn't pump as well with 3 of these items on at one time. So I keep that off. You can turn the deep skimmer on if you want, just by that indicator, turn the deep drain off, or you can turn both of them on, where basically the off is right here, where there's nothing going in, so both of these are technically on. So you can have it that way. I always like to keep the deep skimmer off, but it's your preference. If you have a lot of debris on the water, you can do that. As you know, indicated, this is going to turn it on, turns the pump on, runs it through the system. I do have Polaris on. Polaris is a system that cleans the pool, the bottom of the pool. It's a great system. For the Polaris to work, it has a lever here as well. This lever, when the Polaris is off, what we do is turn it on like that, okay? And then the whole system is on, but Polaris is off. When Polaris is attached, what you do is put it like halfway. Look at this indicator. When it's in the green, that's where Polaris needs to be in terms of valve to have Polaris working properly. As you can see, I just put it in the green by turning the valve about a quarter way closed, and then Polaris works properly. This is a filter for Polaris. Basically what you want to do is keep an eye on this and clean this out periodically. It shows them how to unlock it from the bottom with a screwdriver. You're going to need to do that after it's been running for a while, because the suction and the pressure in there keeps the thing on pretty tight, and you're going to need the tool to turn it off. I'll show you in another tutorial how to clean out this, how to clean out this, and how to clean out a couple other things, but I need someone to help me in terms of video it. This is the off and on for the gas. This is on for the gas for the heater. I like to keep this area pretty clean of weeds and everything. When weeds get infested here, it can get into the equipment and it can be a problem. So try to keep this area clean with pulling of the weeds or Weed B Gon or whatever you utilize. This is the back of the pump, of course. And I want to show you this, the AquaPure. This is the system that basically turns the chlorine off and on. As you can see, the percentage of the chlorine, it has an indicator of 35%. What that means is producing 35% of chlorine into the pool. If you want to increase it, you increase it by pressing this. You can put it at 40%, whatever. The higher it is, the more chlorine it's going to produce. Usually in the summertime, you want it at a higher percentage. Summertime is when chlorine or when algae starts to build up in the pool. So usually in the summer, I keep it at about 65, 70. And in the winter, like right now in May, when it's not so cold, well, not so hot, and not producing as much algae, I keep it pretty much there. So this is basically it. And it's just saying that basically we just need to clean the indicator, I think. Fahrenheit is 60 degrees. The salt, 2% salinity, that's a good level. 1.9, 2%, that's good. And it says it's on. So the flow is good, reverse flow. We're not doing that because we're not cleaning it or anything. And basically you can boost it. Boost it is basically boosting, like having extra chlorine in the pool, like after a party or something. I don't like to use this as a boost. I usually like to use shock treatments, chemicals, just to boost it once in a while. And you do that maybe once every 2 weeks or after a party. So that's the AquaPure system. It's pretty self-explanatory, and you can basically read about it, how it works and everything. But that's pretty much the indicator for the pool. and the systems. I'll show you when we, here's the switch for the heater. Turn it on. And to turn it on, you just basically put the spa on and the temperatures you want. You put it up or down. I usually keep it at 85 if you want to party and it's cold out. It pumps it up. It's not going to turn on right away, but it turns on eventually. It heats itself up and it does a great job. It usually heats the pool depending on the outside temperature. If it's a nice warm day, it heats it up pretty quickly within 3 hours. If it's a cold day, maybe 6 to 8 hours. But it's a huge system. It uses a lot of gas when you turn it on, but not as much as you'd think in terms of cost, because gas doesn't cost that much lately. So that's the system. Like I said, I'll come back and clean out the systems and show you all those indicators once I have someone help me film. All right. Oh, by the way, the pool is a lifetime warranty. I'm gonna give you the paperwork on who built the pool, Catalina Pools. Catalina Pools has a lifetime warranty for this pool in terms of structural. Any damages or anything done with it, they basically take care of it. As far as cracks in the decking, that's something that you'd have to take care of if it happens. There was a warranty of, I think, 1.5 years or something on that, and that's expired. So, but the pooling itself, the coping or inside the pool, anything happens in terms of cracks or anything, indicators like that, they will take care of it, and I'll give you the paperwork for that. All right, that's my tutorial for the day. I will come back and get you another one. Thank you.